Hello and welcome to another edition of News Showcase. I am Priya, Tamil Nadu's first artificial intelligence news presenter. The Indian government sent Defence Minister Rajnath Singh to Chennai to survey the damage caused by cyclone Mikjam. The minister viewed the city from a chopper to understand the extent of damage to roads, public structures and private properties. Singh called on Chief Minister M.K. Stalin and held discussions on ways to help restore the city. The federal government has announced about 1,000 crore rupees as initial aid. The state government has sought financial assistance of 5,000 crore rupees. More than 20 people were killed in Chennai and 4 other districts during the height of the storm on Monday. The storm uprooted trees and brought down power lines, cutting of key highways and leaving large parts of the city without electricity for days. Chief Minister Stalin visited a cyclone-affected area in Chennai today. He went to Anagaputtur in the south of the city and distributed food grains, milk, water and blankets to people in makeshift shelters. The Chief Minister heard the grievances of the people who were evacuated to the relief camps ahead of the storm. Several officials accompanied the Chief Minister who shared their inputs with him. Reports said thousands of people were moved to safety as the cyclone approached. The Chief Minister has been visiting affected areas for the third day after the cyclone pummeled Chennai and its outskirts on Monday. Tamil Nadu's former Chief Minister Edappadi Palanisamy criticized the government's preparedness and response to the cyclone. In a statement, he said, despite the warning by the Weather Office, the government did not take sufficient precautionary steps. He said it highlighted the inefficiency of the government. The statement said, even 3 days after the storm, thousands of roads in Chennai and many areas on the outskirts remain flooded. He appealed to the authorities to fix the roads immediately and restore power supply across Chennai. Palanisamy also said the government should stop the spread of diseases by disinfecting public places wherever required and set up camps to provide medical assistance. And finally, he called for the restoration of normal supply of essentials in the markets. The state government released new figures of casualties and damages caused by Mikjam. It said 22 people died in Chennai and 4 other districts as the cyclone swept through. It further said 42,000 people were evacuated and placed in 372 camps. It also said 800 homes were still cut off by floodwaters. It said 50,000 workers were deployed in the rescue effort in Chennai alone, and thousands more were involved in clearing garbage and debris left by the storm. The report said more than 3,000 streets remained submerged and water was being removed. Separately, the electricity department said power supply has been restored in 97% of Chennai. Cyclone Mikjam was the strongest to hit Chennai so far in the current northeast monsoon season. The state-run bus operator has said it has restored normal services on most routes in Chennai after the disruption caused by Cyclone Mikjam. The bus operator said 2,600 buses run per day on 603 routes in the city, and this was being restored as floodwaters have been drained on most of the routes. Chennai's public bus network is the city's lifeline, serving millions of commuters every day. The common man, workers and students depend heavily on the buses for their daily commute. Reports said commuter train services have also been partially restored on the northern outskirts of the city. Trains are being run every 30 minutes from Tiruvottriyur rail station. Tamil Nadu's dairy minister has warned milk agents not to hike the price after supplies fell sharply in the wake of the cyclone. Minister Mano Tangaraj visited sellers and distributors of milk in Chennai to find out the situation. Reports said he warned that the licenses of milk suppliers will be revoked if the prices are raised or if milk was sold in illegal ways. Writing on social media, the minister urged the people not to stockpile milk and only buy what was required for each day. He assured that supply of milk has been improving steadily as dairy farms, crippled by the storm, are being restored. Residents have been facing a severe shortage of milk since Monday. The Congress Party's Revanth Reddy has been sworn in as the new Chief Minister of the southern Telangana state. 56-year-old Reddy took the oath during a ceremony along with 11 ministers at LB Stadium in the state capital Hyderabad. Former leader of the Congress Party in the legislature, Malu Bhatti Vikramarka was sworn in as the Deputy Chief Minister. Top Congress party leaders, Sonia Gandhi and her son Rahul Gandhi, were present at the event. The Chief Minister of Karnataka, Siddaramaiah, and the Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar also took part. The Congress party took 65 seats in the 119-member state legislature and toppled the BRS, which held power for 2 terms in a row since the state was formed in 2014. The BJP was also celebrating its electoral sweep in 3 other states. Prime Minister Narendra Modi received a grand welcome amid chants from lawmakers at the party's parliamentary meeting. It took control of Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh from its main rival Congress and retained its presence in Madhya Pradesh in polls held in November. Modi said the electoral victory was the result of team spirit and belongs to all BJP workers. Reports said he requested lawmakers to address him as Modi and not Modi ji. There's speculation the BJP was considering completely new faces instead of experienced politicians while choosing chief ministers for the 3 states. The strategy is apparently aimed at the general election due next year. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has said there will be nothing spectacular in the next national budget, as it will be a vote on account. The minister told the CII Global Economic Policy Forum as the budget in February comes just months before the general elections. It will just meet the expenditure of the government till a new government is formed. The minister said the next full budget will be presented in July next year. India will vote to choose a new parliament, which is expected to see a tough contest among several political heavyweights. The polls are also expected to produce new political blocs that will aim to get the best advantage in the post-election scenario. The United Nations Secretary-General has directly warned Security Council member states that the humanitarian system in Gaza may collapse. In a dramatic move, Antonio Guterres invoked a UN article not used in decades to call on members to avert a humanitarian catastrophe. He said he expects public order to completely break down because of continuing Israeli bombardment and lack of essential supplies. He warned epidemics could spread and pressure rise for mass displacement into neighboring countries. Israel has agreed to allow a minimal amount of additional fuel into Gaza to prevent humanitarian collapse and the outbreak of epidemics. Legislation to provide new security assistance for Israel has been blocked by Republican members of the U.S. Senate. Israel has said that it was closing in on one of the Hamas founders, Yahya Sinwar. It said he is the architect of the cross-border raids into Israel by Hamas militants in early October. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said in a video statement that Israeli forces had surrounded Sinwar's house and that it was only a matter of time before they find him. In the message he said, "Our forces could go anywhere in the Gaza Strip. They are currently surrounding Sinwar's house. His home is not his castle, and he can flee, but it is only a matter of time until we find him." Netanyahu has vowed to crush Hamas that killed over 1,200 Israelis in the October raids. The 4th Republican presidential debate concluded as 4 candidates clashed to secure a spot as the party's candidate in the polls next year. Entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, and former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie were on stage. Ramaswamy and DeSantis were leading in the limited time debate. More speaking time and convincing arguments can help sway public opinion in the candidate's favor during the voting process. Nikki Haley defended her decision to accept corporate money and emerged as the top target of her rivals during the 4th debate. The candidates hope to stall Nikki Haley's momentum, as her rise has been attributed to strong performances in the previous 3 debates. The UK government has picked a new chairman for the world's most famous broadcaster, BBC. Its previous incumbent was forced to quit earlier this year over a loan to then Prime Minister Boris Johnson. The Conservative government named veteran TV executive Samir Shah as its choice to replace Richard Sharp, who stood down in April as head of the publicly funded broadcaster. His appointment will almost certainly be ratified by a parliament committee and comes at a crucial time for the BBC, which is facing increased funding pressures. 71-year-old Shah is expected to negotiate an increase to the license fee, which is the main source of funding for the BBC. The annual fee is currently £159 or $200 per household. American singer and songwriter Taylor Swift has been named Time magazine's Person of the Year. With the honor, she joins the lineup, which includes former U.S. President Barack Obama, climate activist Greta Thunberg, and Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky. The pop icon told Time magazine that she is the proudest and happiest she has ever felt. The singer's 2023 Eras Tour broke box office records, and provoked an inquiry into Ticketmaster's sales practices. Demand for tickets was so high that it crashed Ticketmaster's website, prompting a hearing in the U.S. Senate. The Person of the Year award is given to an event or person deemed to have had the most influence on global events over the past year. Thank you for watching. I am Priya, Tamil Nadu's first artificial intelligence news presenter. Do tune in, same time tomorrow, for a roundup of the latest news and updates in India and around the world.